Okay, so to start with the parallel clippers, the slide shows you the simplest possible parallel clipper. Okay, so here the diode is in parallel with respect to the input signal. Okay, in the previous case, in the case of series clippers, with respect to the input signal, the diode used to be in series to it. However, here it is in parallel. Okay, so these are two possible parallel clipper circuits. Okay, now where are we supposed to take the output signal? Okay, you have the input signal, which is a sinusoidal one, and there is a resistance. Please be very careful to note that this is not the load resistance. Okay, so that's the internal resistance associated with respect to the input signal, which is usually extremely small. Okay, so let me just write it as it is the internal resistance. Okay, please note that we are not taking the output across this resistance in the case of parallel clippers. Okay, so we usually take the output across the diode, right? And in some of the textbooks there is also a resistance here. Okay, so this is the load resistance associated with respect to the output signal. Okay, so you can either consider this resistance or you can also ignore this, whereas this resistance R is just the internal resistance. While trying to solve the parallel clipper circuit, while trying to analyze it, you are not supposed to consider the drop across the internal resistance. Okay, okay, see, always there will be some drop across this resistance, but while trying to do the parallel clipper, you are not supposed to consider this drop. So just try to ignore the drop whenever you are trying to analyze a parallel clipper. Okay, fine. So when the input signal is a perfect sinusoidal one, the output signal is like this. So how do we understand this? Again, when the input signal is the sinusoidal one and when the diode is reversed, okay, in this case it is being positioned like this, plus minus, whereas in the second case the symbols of the diode are just replaced. So when that is being done, the waveform just gets inverted. Okay, so these two are the opposite replicas of each other. Now the question is, how do we arrive at this output signal? Okay, so let's try to understanding parallel clippers through practical examples. Okay, so students, please pay attention now. So that's the resistance. It is called internal resistance associated with respect to the input voltage. Let Vi be phi sine omega of t itself. Okay, and then let me just place a diode which is in parallel with respect to the input signal. Okay, ground. Fine. So now the output is across the diode. Okay, so either it can be across the diode, or I can also place a resistance here, load resistance. Okay, see, whenever I place a load resistance, it means that there is some internal resistance associated with respect to output signal. Okay, the same is being placed here. So even if I not consider RL, it is still implied, it is still understood that it is always present. Okay, in some of the textbooks they have not represented RL, whereas in some of the textbooks they have just included it. Okay, but it is understood that RL is always present. Okay, fine. Now let us start with the analysis. input signal Vi continuously varying with respect to time. The maximum amplitude in positive half cycle is 5 volts and during negative half cycle it is minus 5 volts. So I have very clearly indicated the input signal. Now coming to the output part. Okay, so let's try to understand it. For simplicity, let us assume that the diode is an ideal one as of now. Please understand, whenever I say the diode is ideal, for ideal diode, what should be the cut-in voltage, students? If the diode is ideal, then the knee voltage or the cut-in voltage is 0 volts.
0.
Okay, 0 volts, yes, exactly. Okay, there is absolutely no drop across the diode. Fine. Now during positive half cycle, during positive half cycle of Vi input signal, what happens? Plus minus. What will be the status of this diode? Will it be on or off?
On, sir.
It's on. Okay, good. Let me just reiterate that please do not consider the drop across this Ri. It is very, very negligible. Okay, so as of now, let us just ignore that there is any drop across the internal resistance Ri. Fine. Then, due to the applied polarity, just observe, we are applying positive voltage to the anode and negative voltage to the cathode. So obviously the diode must be on, right? So when it is on, let me write, during the positive half cycle, diode is on. So when it is on, it behaves like a short circuit. It behaves like a short circuit. Okay, so short circuit, I'll have to indicate it like this. Okay, so what voltage has to appear across RL? Can somebody tell me? Is it 5 volts or is it 0 volts?
5.
Yes. See, now here there is slight confusion, okay, which occurs in the minds of students. Okay, some of you may be thinking that yes sir, since it actually conducts, then obviously the entire input signal has to appear across the load resistance RL. No, it is not like that. Why? Because see, now let me just select a different colored pen so that things will be clearly understood. So during the positive half cycle, the diode is forward biased, which means it behaves like this. Okay, now my overall circuit gets simplified. I can just detach these two things. Why? See, because with respect to the physics, okay, and using the KVL, we know that if there are two paths, okay, one place there is a short circuit and parallel to it you just keep a resistance RL. Okay, now if I consider this to be path 1 and if I consider this to be path 2, in which path does the current flow? If it is I, whether the current flows through the short circuit path or through the the load resistance path. Path 1 or path 2?
Short circuit.
Path 1.
Path 1, exactly. Okay, because wherever there is least drop, the current follows that path. Okay, physics. So that means the current will never flow through the path 2 when it finds a short circuit path. Okay, so the current always flows through this path, and what is the drop across the short circuit then? It's 0. Drop is absolutely 0. That means during the entire positive cycle of the input, the diode conducts, and when the diode conducts, the drop across the diode is 0. So that means nothing appears across the load resistance RL. So this is exactly the opposite that happens in the case of a series clippers. Okay, hope you are understanding, students. Is this clear? Alright, next, during the negative half cycle, during negative half. Okay, so during the negative half, what happens to the diode? Whenever I say negative, negative, positive, so now I am applying negative voltage to the anode and positive voltage to the cathode. So what will be the status of the diode? Will it be on or off, students?
Off, sir.
Yes, it is off. So when it is off, it behaves like a open circuit. Okay, so whenever the diode behaves like a open circuit, it's as good as, okay, detaching that particular portion of the circuit. Okay, what does it mean? It means that the diode is not present at all because it is behaving as a open circuit. Now what does the circuit constitute of? Now the circuit, we have just the input signal, the internal resistance Ri and the load resistance RL. So what happens is, this is the path where the current flows now. Okay, because the diode is behaving as a open circuit. Okay, so what happens is, since input signal and the load resistance are in parallel, and we know that whenever two paths are parallel, the same voltage has to appear. Okay, do you understand? Whenever there are two parallel paths, the same voltage has to appear, and which voltage appears? The least of the voltage appears. So we can say that the entire input signal is appearing across the load resistance RL during the negative half cycle. So this is how the output appears to be, as simple as that. V naught. Okay, now coming to the transfer characteristics. Vi versus V naught. Okay, so input varies from 0 to plus phi and 0 to minus phi. During the positive half cycle of the input, there is no output at all. So when input varies from 0 to phi, I do not have anything. So then during the negative half cycle, as the input increases, so does the output. So this is how the output looks like, minus phi. Okay, students, any doubts here? I'll wait for a minute. See, the concept of parallel clippers is exactly the opposite of the series clippers. Okay, so here the diode is off during the negative half cycle. Alright, so what we'll try to do now is, I'll just reverse the position of the diode and then try to analyze it again. Okay, this is for the students who have joined late. Okay, alright. So please pay attention. We are discussing about parallel clippers, and that to the simplest form of parallel clipper. I am applying input signal, which is sinusoidal one, with the same voltage levels, Vi sine omega of t. That's the internal resistance Ri. And I have just told you that please ignore the drop across the internal resistance. Then let me place the diode like this and try to take the output across the diode. Okay, I have already told that even if I do not represent the load resistance here, it is understood that there is always a internal load resistance present which is parallel. Okay, fine. So let me again consider this to be an ideal diode. So for ideal diode, the drop is 0. Drop is 0. Then coming to the waveforms, the input signal with voltage levels +5 and -5, then the output signal. Let me draw the vertical lines for better clarity. Alright, so that's the V0 output across the diode or the resistance. So during the positive half cycle, plus minus, what happens to the diode now? Is the diode on or off? Students, during positive half
Off,
cycle,
sir.
during the positive half
On,
cycle,
sir.
the diode is off or on? See, please try to understand. I am applying positive
Off.
voltage to the cathode, negative voltage to the anode, which means the diode is off. Okay, so when it is off, it behaves like a open circuit, and whenever it behaves like a open circuit, what are we supposed to do? Just ignore, just discard this diode from the overall circuit. Okay, so what you are left with, in your entire circuit you are just left with, see, just observe, you are only left with this path. Okay, this is the path with stays, which actually stays. Why? Because the diode is off. So what happens? The entire input signal has to appear across the output. The entire thing appears across the output. Okay, so this is how I'll be getting the entire input signal across the output, and even the voltage levels are same. I'll be getting the entire 5 volts. Okay, because there is absolutely no drop across the diode. The diode is off, so the entire VI appears across V0 or RL. Then during negative half cycle, during the negative half cycle, so for the negative half cycle I should consider the polarities like this, plus minus. So now I am trying to apply negative voltage to the cathode and positive voltage to the anode. So what is the status of the diode? Students,
On.
it is on. Good. So when it is on, it behaves like a short circuit. That's it. Okay, so now my entire circuit is it just comprises of this loop. Okay, that's it. So what happens? The diode is on, so what should be the voltage across V0? Students, see, when the diode is on, the drop is 0 because it is a ideal diode. Okay, so when the drop is 0 across RL, nothing will appear. Okay, I think it is always better to represent this load resistance RL. Okay, so across RL nothing appears. Okay, as simple as that. Any doubts here, students? I'll just wait for a minute. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Students? Okay, fine. So if these things are clear to you, let us try to slightly complicate this circuit by replacing an ideal diode with that of a silicon diode and then just try to check out how does the waveform look like, what is the change that appears. Okay, fine. So what I'll do now is I'll consider the same circuit with a, so now let the diode be of silicon. Load resistance is parallel to it, common ground, input signal Vi phi sine omega of t. Okay, so the output is right. See, I was actually expecting a question in the while solving the previous problem. Okay, nobody asked me, sir, why didn't you consider the concept of transition voltage? Well, in the previous case there was no drop across the ideal diode. Okay, so for that purpose the transition voltage was 0. Okay, even if you would have considered that, then Vt would have been 0. However, here we have to consider the transition voltage because it is a silicon diode and there is always 0.7 drop across a silicon diode. So let us understand that. Okay, so I have indicated the voltage levels. Okay, so now students, can you tell me what is the transition voltage?
-7 volt.
Okay, minus 7 or 0.7?
0.7.
Minus 0.7.
7.
Okay, let me ask you, is it minus 0.7 or plus 0.7, students? Yes, see, the drop across silicon is 0.7. Now let me just indicate anode positive, this is negative. So you will have to tell me what is the transition voltage.
Minus 0.7.
Transition voltage, is it plus 0.7 or minus 0.7? As of now, let me just indicate it as 0.7. I'll just denote the symbol, okay, the polarity in a short while. See, most of the students, how did you consider? Let me just tell you. Okay, in my previous classes I had told you that if I am moving from negative to positive, then consider it as positive. Okay, and if we are moving from positive to negative, then consider it as negative. Okay, so I had just told you that thing. So you try to apply the same concept. Okay, so what you are doing now is you are trying to just understand the polarity in this way. Okay, you are just going round, right? So that means you are trying to move in this direction, positive to negative, so it is negative, so it should be minus 0.7. However, it is wrong. Okay, it is plus 0.7. Why? Because see, it's a very important point, please pay attention, students. See, this diode, okay, this diode is completely parallel with respect to the circuit. Now with respect to this portion of the circuit, this diode path is completely parallel, so you will have to consider parallel paths as isolated ones. So in that way, just consider only this path. Okay, you are not supposed to trace like this round and round and round. Okay, just consider the diode as an isolated one. And now tell me, should I consider it as plus 0.7 or minus 0.7? So this is the wrong way. Okay, we are moving from negative to positive. So that means the transition voltage is plus 0.7. Hope this is clear to you, students. Am I clear? See, this point is extremely important while analyzing parallel clippers. Students,
So did not get, sir.
Okay, you didn't get. See, what I am trying to say is, in the previous case, you considered it to be minus 0.7. And why did you consider it as minus 0.7? See, I'll just tell you, I'll just draw one series clipper here, okay, with respect to the input signal. Okay, please pay attention. Now, if this was a silicon diode, then the transition voltage was plus minus. See, here you are moving from plus to minus, so you considered it as Vt equal to minus 0.7. Okay, now in the case of parallel clippers, the same diode is being kept in parallel now. Okay, so by mistake you are not supposed to analyze it like this, okay, coming round. Okay, if you trace like this, then it will be plus minus. Okay, then as per this convention, your transition voltage level will be minus 0.7. But I am saying that this is wrong. It has to be plus 0.7. Why? Because this diode is completely parallel. Okay, see, this path is completely parallel with respect to this path. Okay, so while denoting the polarity, while noting down the transition voltage, you are not supposed to consider now this path. Just consider this entity. Okay, it is just my convention. Okay, you have to consider only this entity, because this entire path is in parallel with respect to this path. In the series case, the input signal was in series with respect to the diode. However, here it is parallel. So you will have to consider only this diode path and nothing else. And this is like plus minus. So as per the convention, it is plus 0.7 volts. Hope you understood this now. Clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in that condition, the transition voltage level will be 0.7. See, I have repeatedly been saying that if you properly identify the transition level, then 50% of your clipper analysis is done. Okay, so please be very careful in identifying the proper transition level voltage. All right, now let us try to analyze it. Okay, so let me just assume that, considering this particular above circuit, let us analyze the positive half cycle of the input waveform. So it slowly moves from 0 and it has to reach 5 volts. However, the drop across the diode is 0.7. Okay, now somebody has to tell me if the input signal, okay, just pay attention on the waveform. If my input signal is 0.5 volts, what will be the status of the diode? Will the diode be on or off?
Off, sir. Off, sir.
See, my input is 0.5 volts and the diode, in order to become on, okay, in order to get on, the minimum voltage that the diode needs is 0.7. However, my input is just 0.5 volts, so the diode will still be off. Am I correct, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is still off. So when it is still off, see, from 0 to 0.7, the diode is off. When it is still off, it behaves like an open circuit. So when the diode behaves like an open circuit, so what is happening to the input signal? Will it appear across RL or not? I am asking.
It will appear.
Yes, it will appear.
It
See,
will appear,
yes,
sir.
yes. As of now, my input is just 0.5. So the diode is off, so that the input signal will appear across the load resistor RL now. Okay, and the input signal will stop appearing across RL only when the diode conducts, and the diode will only conduct when the input signal is at least 0.7. So till 0.7, what should happen? The input is appearing across RL. So how does that look like? Okay, so I'll just draw 0.7 mark now. So this 0.7 mark is extremely important. Okay, so on during the positive transition and during the negative transition I need to indicate it. Okay, so this is how the graph appears like. Okay, this is output voltage. Okay, so the same thing also appears here now like this. Okay, but what happens when the input signal crosses this 0.7 range? So from 0.7 to 5 volts, what will be the status of the diode? I am applying positive signal, I am applying negative signal, positive to the anode, negative to the cathode. Okay, so will the diode be on now? I am asking to you students.
On, sir.
On. Good. So when the diode is on, what will be the maximum drop across the diode now? When the diode is on, it behaves like a short circuit. So what should be the maximum drop? The maximum drop is 0.7. No, it's not 0. It's a silicon diode. Okay, please understand. For ideal diode, it was 0. But now it is a silicon diode. The drop is 0.7. Even though it is a short circuit, internally, okay, the drop is 0.7. Fine. So even though the input signal increases from 0.7, here the diode is on. Okay, so in this entire range the output voltage has to be 0.7. It can never exceed 0.7. Hope you can understand, because the current is always flowing through this path only. Okay, the current never flows through this path whenever the diode is conducting. So the output voltage is always across the diode itself when it is on. It is never across the load resistance. This point should be very clear to you, students. So that means here I am getting a waveform of this kind, flat. Okay, then during the negative half cycle. So negative half cycle, let me select a different colored pen so that it will not confuse you. Alright, so during the negative half cycle I am applying negative voltage here and positive voltage, and we are in the negative cycle like this. Okay, so can you tell me now what is the status of the diode? I am applying negative voltage to the anode and positive voltage to the cathode. So what is the input voltage trying to do to the diode? Will the diode be off or on? Students, during the negative half cycle,
sir.
the diode will be off or on? Off.
Off, sir.
Good, good. Correct. So now the diode is off. When it is off, it behaves like a open circuit. When this behaves like a open circuit, just remove this part. Okay, assume that the diode is not present at all in this overall circuit. So that means the entire input signal has to appear across the load resistance RL in this case. So this is how the output looks like. Okay, see, if the diode was ideal, then the waveform would have been like this. You can just cross verify the previous slide. Okay, right, previously if the diode was ideal, I would have got the waveform like this. But now, since the ideal diode is replaced by a silicon diode, I am getting this portion also. Okay, so can you tell me the voltage level? See, this is 0.7, and what about this voltage level? How much it should be? Students,
-5.
yeah, this is -5 itself, as simple as that. Okay, because the entire input signal appears here. Very simple. Okay, so can you tell me what portion of the positive cycles input signal has been clipped? How much?
4.3.
4.3.
4.3 exactly. So hope the things are clear to you now. Fine. Okay, so what about the transfer characteristics? I don't have space here, but I'll have to include it somewhere. Right, Vi V naught. 0 to plus phi, 0 to minus phi. Okay, yes. So what is happening during the positive half cycle? During the positive half cycle, as input varies from 0 to 0.7, 0 to 0.7, what is the output? The output is also varying from 0 to 0.7. 0.7, when the input varies from 0 to 0.7, the output is also varying from 0 to 0.7. So that's a linear curve. Okay. Further, what happens? When the input varies from 0.7 to 5, there is no output at all. It has been clipped away. So from 0.7 till 5, there is clipping. No output. Okay. Then during the negative half cycle, as input varies from 0 to minus 5, the output is also varying from 0 to minus 5. So it is just a linear increase. Okay. So this is how the waveform looks like. The transfer characteristics looks like. Okay. Hope this is clear for you, students. Alright, so very quickly what I'll do now is I'll make the the things slightly more complicated. To the diode I'll just add a DC battery in series to it now. Okay, so let's try to analyze it. The students who are slightly confused, let us just look at the next diagram. I think I'll just delete this. Okay, fine. Internal resistance Ri. I am placing a silicon diode, and in series to it I am just placing a battery now. Okay, I am placing a battery. The same input signal is applied, plus minus with the same voltage levels, and this is a 2 volts battery. Okay, and there is a load resistance in parallel to it, which is RL plus minus, and output is across here. So the waveform okay, the symmetry got changed, but alright, I think we can adjust with this waveform. Vi sin omega of t plus phi and minus phi. Okay, alright, so let's try to analyze it. What is the transition voltage, students? Can you tell me the transition voltage in this case? Yes, students, what is the transition voltage? Vt.
Plus 2.7.
Vt is how much? Plus minus plus minus. So again I have told you, you have to consider this path as a separate entity. Okay, so we are moving from negative to positive, so it is a positive voltage. So the drop is 0.7
Plus.
of the silicon diode and 2 volts of this additional battery, so it is 2.7 plus 2.7, as simple as that. Okay, so once you identify the transition voltage, you will have to indicate the same in the waveform here. So just indicate it, plus 2.7 is your Vt. Okay, now you will have to tell me what will be the status of the diode due to the input signal. But before that, what is the battery trying to do to the diode? Whether the battery is trying to switch on the diode or switch off the diode during the positive half cycle.
Switch off the diode.
Switch off.
Switch off. Okay, let us verify. Yes, we are applying positive voltage to the cathode and enter negative to the anode. That means due to the battery, the diode is switched off. Very important point. So when the diode is switched off, it behaves like a open circuit. So when this behaves like a open circuit, this input signal will be allowed to pass and then it will appear across load resistance RL. Yes or no? But will that happen always? Depends on the magnitude of the input signal. Okay, so just observe till what stage the input signal will be allowed to pass. Till 2.7. Till 2.7. Okay, see, when input increases from 0 to 2.7, the input's magnitude is still small, right? See, this amplitude during the positive half cycle, the input signal is trying to switch on the diode, whereas the battery is trying to switch off the diode. So again there is a conflict, and this conflict, this fight, it continues till the input signal crosses that particular threshold level. So when the input signal varies from 0 till 2.7, the diode is switched off. When the diode is switched off, the entire input signal will be allowed to appear across RL. So this is how the waveform will appear. And again, here also I will be getting the same waveform, the sinusoidal waveform. But after that, once the input's magnitude exceeds beyond 2.7, the diode will be switched on. It will be forcibly switched on. Even though the battery is trying to switch off the diode, but the input's magnitude is higher enough to switch on the diode. When the diode switches on, it behaves like a short circuit. So when the diode behaves like a short circuit, the maximum drop will be just this path, only this path now. Okay, so now the output voltage will not be across the RL, it will be across this path. Okay, and the maximum drop across this path, vertical path, when the diode is conducting is 2.7. So just to give you a comparison, when compared to the previous problem, there you just had a diode, but in this case you have one additional DC battery which is in series with the diode. So because of that you are getting that additional 2 volts. So 0.7 plus 2 volts, it will be 2.7. As simple as that. Then during the negative half cycle, negative, positive, the applied polarity is trying to switch off the diode. Okay, and even the DC battery is also trying to switch off the diode. So in either of the cases, the diode is switched off. So it behaves like an open circuit. Open circuit, you just discard this path. So the entire input signal appears across the load resistance RL during the negative half cycle. That's it. Very simple. Okay, the transfer characteristics is similar to that of the previous problem's transfer characteristic, except the small change is the voltage levels of the transition voltage. So this is Vi versus V naught. So here what's the transition level? The transition level is plus 2.7. Okay, so this is plus 2.7. Now let's try to analyze it. Okay, so from 0 till 2.7, what is happening to the output? The output is also increasing from 0 to 2.7. So this is 5 minus 5, 0. So when input increases from 0 to 2.7, the output is also increasing from 0 to 2.7. Then obviously it should be a linear curve. Okay, linear graph. Then further, when input increases from 0 to 5, there is absolutely no output. Okay, it has been clipped away. So just represent it that it has been clipped away. Then coming to the negative portion. Okay, so here the output voltage is just following the input voltage. That means when input increases from 0 to -5, the output also increases from 0 to -5 in a linear fashion. That's it. So this is how the output looks like. So I hope the concepts are clear to you, students. So what I'll do is I'll be giving you one problem. Okay, you can take down this problem. You consider the same circuit with the DC battery's polarity reversed. Okay, so what you can do is you just consider the same circuit, but the diode symbol, okay, just observe, keep the diode symbol as it is, but change the polarity now. Okay, so try to analyze this particular circuit for the same input voltage levels. Okay, so let this be the same silicon diode and let the strength of the battery be again 2 volts. See, now the transition level will not be 2.7, it will change. Okay, and the output waveform will also change, right? So you will have to work upon it, and then I'll be asking you in the next class. Okay, fine. So any doubts, students?